Are you regretting becoming a Man United fan? And as the coach said, the worst season, the worst team in the history of Man United?
Absolutely not. This is when you want to jump on the bandwagon because you could say I was there through the worst times. So when glory comes back to us, it will feel much better.
Hello and welcome to episode 74 of Dropped Offsides. I'm with Tico and Enzo. My name is Keith, and we are just finishing up round 22 of the Premier League. We are getting past halfway. It's starting to feel chunky.
We're getting to the business side of the season, man. Business side.
Kicking off the week, we have Newcastle 1, Bournemouth 4. This was the surprise of the week for me. Like, more so than Man United losing, that's like kind of a given. More so than Tottenham losing, that's kind of a given.
Yeah.
Like sorry, but that's just kind of the case.
No,
like,
you're right.
Like, it's just now. This was, I mean, Newcastle had been on such a roll and had let in. I think they'd let in 4 goals in their last 8 games.
Yeah.
Total.
No, you're right.
So to let in 4 here was just shocking, especially as someone who started 2 Newcastle defenders.
Yeah.
I was shocked and appalled.
Oh man, yeah, it was a rough week. Look, Newcastle's been on fire for a few weeks now. Look, if you looked at a month ago, I think over a month ago they were in 14th or 12th.
Yeah.
And now they're in the top 5. I watched this game. Bournemouth just tactically more aggressive. They just seem to outshine this Newcastle. Am I worried about Newcastle? I don't think so. I think they just got caught slipping and a little bit comfortable, and they just didn't produce.
Do you think that this was more Bournemouth than Newcastle then? I feel like Bournemouth has been so good, and I think it might actually be that.
No, it was more Bournemouth. Don't get me wrong, they scored, and then Guimaraes got that equalizer. But then after that, it was all Bournemouth. After that, it was all Bournemouth.
And the goalkeeper had to save them as well. He had 6 saves. And he did finish with 6.25 points, which when you let in 4 goals was kind of crazy. And prior to Dubravka, he had 5 out of 6 clean sheets. He let in 1 goal prior to it. So, and the Newcastle was there on 2. That's the surprising thing.
Yep. Kluivert with a hat-trick, his second hat-trick of the season. This was his first one that didn't involve 3 penalties, though. So it probably felt a little sweeter. That first one felt probably a little counterfeit. That last goal was amazing. I mean, they're all solid.
Solid goals, yeah.
Is he? I mean, we kind of always talked about him because his dad was such a famous player, and you guys kind of would always joke about that. But he's kind of really stepping into his own place in this team now, huh?
You know that Patrick Kluivert, his father, played for Newcastle?
Yep.
And he scored a hat-trick for Newcastle, so it's literally 14 years apart, I think it is.
That's crazy.
It's fucking nuts.
Isak had a rough game. What does that mean? Well, how many points is a rough game?
I don't think it was that. I think it was Tigo 2.75 or something silly.
Let me pull it up
Does
right
that mean the streak is officially ended? His goal scoring streak.
He's done, but it's still an amazing season. Will he bounce back? I think he will.
I think it was interesting. I want to point out that Isak looked like he really struggled against the Bournemouth defenders.
It was what's his name? The
Chill guy?
kid.
Chill
guy.
Yep.
Had him in his pocket. Had him in his pocket,
just
bro.
right next to his hand. Pocket.
Right next to his hand, just chilling in his pocket.
It was interesting. I mean, I think Isak was due for a bad game. I mean, strikers, it happens.
Chief, you jinxed him. You're the one who called him out last week. You're like,
you did. You jinxed a lot of players.
I do. I mean, I'm just a walking jinx.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If you look at Bournemouth and you look at the money they spent and the players they bought, so you really think about it. So they got that Huijsen, young kid, really good. They got Kirkes, again, didn't cost them that much money, doing amazing well.
He's probably gonna go for 40, 50 million.
Easy. They're gonna make some profit on him.
Yeah.
And then it's just the defense, like Zabarani, another good one that they didn't really spend that much monty on.
Maybe Semenyo. I doubt they spent that much on Semenyo when they got him a few years ago.
And then they loaned out Neto and then picked up Kepa. What the fuck?
Yeah, it works for them.
Yeah, it works out. Great business. Well run. I'll give it to Bournemouth.
Areola. I think Areola will probably go to a big team pretty soon.
You think so? I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon.
Really? I think he's going to.
No.
I think once, I could see there's a few different teams. I could see Tottenham trying to go for him.
What do we think about David Brooks? 2 of the last 3 games he started, and he had games of 18.75, 6, and 7.5.
He's averaging 10.1 points in the last 4, man.
8% roster. That's a really good shout. I have not really paid attention to him, so that's a really good shout.
And with the injuries at Bournemouth, he could be a big look out there. It's a good shot, very good shot.
That is. I'm adding him to waivers because I think that's a good one. Okay, moving on though. Next game, Brentford 0, Liverpool 2. This was looking like a 0-0 draw, wasn't it, all the way through?
Yeah.
But then Nunez comes on like in the 88th minute or something like that, like last minute, and scores 2 goals in stoppage time. You obviously no one's ever starting Nunez when he has been playing so badly, but still, it's good to see him get some points. It ended up being 21.75 points in 24 minutes. Trent really stole the show though with his 30.75 by getting an assist, getting a clean sheet, having a bunch of key passes. What is it? 5 key passes, 3 accurate crosses, 2 interceptions, 3 effective clearances, 1 tackle, the assist, the clean sheet. This is what you drafted him for, and it's like about damn time you had a game like this. It's been a little while.
Yeah, man. He's so good, man. I know he had a rough game the last game, but just looking at those points, I know the assist and the clean sheet, take those away. He's still got like 20 points right there in ghost points. And it's not even just attacking, it's defending also. So
when the transfer window closes and he's still on the team, I'm going to open up a bottle of wine. And just a celebratory bottle of wine.
He's not going nowhere.
I know, but just that fear is there.
Yeah.
Other than that, there wasn't that much to talk about. I mean, kudos to Brentford for holding them as long as they did. Wasn't it like, so I think this was the most shots ever taken in a Premier League game. From a single team. 37 shots. 35 of them were unsuccessful. The last 2 shots of the game were
really
2 goals. Yeah. Is that crazy?
That's crazy.
Okay, I mean, I think there's probably better matchups for both these guys coming up. So, not concerned.
Salah didn't show up this game. He's like average.
Didn't show up. It's still 16 points, which is so infuriating because that's such a good score for anyone else.
And that's what I'm saying. So, Tika, I'm not making fun of him. I'm just saying he didn't show up, but still scores 16, 12, 14 points, but he doesn't show up.
What's crazy is when Keith was saying, he had the most shots. He has 7 key passes. That's 7 right there just from his passes.
Yeah.
That's 14 points right there. That's nuts.
Brentford plays Crystal Palace next week. That's a good game. So you're excited about starting all those guys.
I don't know. Crystal Palace has been good, bro.
Yeah, but it's still like a game you're ready to start players against. Like you're not gonna not start anyone because you're like, ooh, it's Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
But Liverpool plays Ipswich, so both of those games are like, oh, Crystal Palace. But watch me say this now. Crystal Palace is going to beat them like 5-1 just because that's just how it goes.
That's just how it goes.
Liverpool, Ipswich too. I mean, Liverpool, you're happy with all your Liverpool players.
Oh, yeah. No, that one you can say, go right ahead.
Liverpool defenders are still just the best. Best thing you want them. You want every single defender you can get from Liverpool. That's starting. Okay, next game. Leicester 0, Fulham 2. Just felt like one of those games where it was just always going to be Fulham. Like Leicester. They just seem like pushovers. I don't think there's anything there.
Just stealing from the babies, man. Like,
so they're stealing from the rich and the poor now.
Yeah, man. They're
not even noble anymore with their thievery.
Honestly, I like I've watched a few Fulham games. Like, they look good. Like in transition play, passing, defensively, they're really good, man.
Emil Smith-Rowe had a goal.
I know.
Remember my great trade for him last week?
I know. I thought you had. Dude, I think a few of us had a couple players on the bench that we shouldn't have had on the bench. I think.
Me, both of us, Tico and I both did.
Doku had 30+ points. I think I had Kai Havertz and I had fucking Tillemans on the bench.
Tico, you realize if you would have started Doku, you would have won, right?
Yeah. Even if I started, then yeah,
me and Tico played each other. Tico and I played each other. We both had terrible weeks. Like both of us I barely cracked 70 points, but managed to win. But both of us. We left like 30+ points on each of our benches.
Both of us would have lost to anyone else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't Fulham one of the more frustrating teams just because they changed the lineups a lot and they have very inconsistent players?
They have a good
outside of like Robinson.
Yeah, they have a bunch of midfielders.
Robinson, but Iwobi for the most part is really consistent as well.
I'm worried about Iwobi. He came off at halftime.
Was it an injury though?
I don't know, but you coming off at halftime. That's a big freaking change to make if you're making a tactical change, and that's never happened this season, so I don't know.
I would need to see a little bit more to be worried. I mean, he's been such a stud for them. Like, they scored both goals in the second half.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a little weird, but I wouldn't be worried yet. Harry Wilson with 25.5 points. He was on waivers a few weeks back. I kind of wish I would have grabbed him when he was on waivers, but he's been really solid since then. Yeah. And, it'll be interesting to see like Smith-Rowe and him and what kind of happens because there's just interesting things there going on. Okay, next game. Any other comments?
Oh, just Robinson still the best left back in the league.
Iwobi,
Yes.
yeah. Iwobi sub was, I guess he wasn't feeling good prior to the game. I don't know if he was sick or not, so it wasn't injury related. Nothing happened during that game. You could breathe.
I
So
need
it's
him.
more like flu.
I need those Iwobi points, man. I needed those Iwobi points. Anyway.
All right, next game, West Ham 0, Palace 2. Graham Potter's not quite having that bounce that we hoped he would, right?
Well, what? He won the first game, right?
Lost the cup game, won the first league game, and lost the second league game.
I don't think that bounce is a real thing.
It is for some.
Yeah, maybe. I just feel like, don't get me wrong, like Everton against Tottenham, I guess that was sort of a bounce with Moyes. But I think it's who you play. Like if they played City, Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal.
Oh yeah, of course.
You are spanked on.
I think it's more like it's probably the type of manager that comes in who's like, bet you Moyes comes in there and is like, listen the fuck up to me, like I'm your fucking idiot, or
In that accent.
Yeah, and just scares everyone. Where Graham Potter is like such a polite little bastard. He's probably just like,
you think, right?
Hi guys, you guys are doing your best. Everyone's trying so hard.
Everyone gets a gold star.
Tico, check chat real quick. And also next, Mateta with a brace. He is now 27 points that game. He's finding the form he had at the end of last season. I think he's been kind of decent all season. I know that he went through a little phase when all of Palace struggled, but now that they're kind of getting back in the groove, it's pretty good.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
4 goals in the last 3, 14.5, 16.5, 27. So it's been on a little streak.
Yeah, if he gets back to that form, that's that same form he had at the end of last season where he pulled me back into the top 3 in one of my leagues. Like, he can score.
Yep. Is it Chris Richards with 15.25 points, back-to-back double-digit game, 6% rostered. With Chalobah gone, I think Chris Richards is a really good shout.
Yeah. If you need a defender, I don't think it's a bad shot.
Yeah, I love that. Anyone else kind of this game? I think you're a little worried with the West Ham stuff. I think with not having a striker is a problem. Playing Paqueta up top is not really going to win you any games.
No.
Kudus hasn't really looked good since Graham Potter's been there.
But I feel give it time. Give it time. I think this is going to work out. Potter's the right manager of this West Ham team, I feel, with his tactics. Just give him time. I think remember, when you get brought in halfway through the season, I don't think there's that much expectation except for get through and a starter base. You know what I mean?
I think that's fair. I think I mean, how many practices do you think they've had? You know what I mean? Like it's been like a weird, it's been a weird thing.
Dozen practices, you know?
Maybe even with all the games they've had in between since he got sacked. But yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I'm not loving West Ham attacking options right now though until I start to see a little bit more life.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, Eze, I think, got an assist this game too, and he's quietly having a good season.
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to happen for Palace with Eze and Sarr and Mateta. Those are the 3 pieces you want on that team.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Arsenal 2, and then obviously Munez, obviously Mitchell. Yeah. I mean, some of the defenders of Palace have been pretty decent.
Like they've been quietly having good games.
It's kind of what happened last year, where it kind of sneaks up on you, and then all of a sudden, and like that. This is really easy to let players like that sit on waivers, and then all of a sudden someone snaps them. By the time you look, they're gone. You really like this. Kind of now is the time you need to be grabbing some of these guys, some of these like defenders and stuff. Okay, next game. Arsenal 2, Villa 2. Arsenal was up 2-0 and gave up 2 late goals.
Yeah. Oh, it's a rough game for us. I really don't even think that it was that bad. It didn't seem that bad until the 2 goals went in. Like they had a really good first half, and then what was it? Watkins got that one that cut across, and who got the other goal? Tillemans.
So they scored within 7-8 minutes twice.
Yeah, they scored both goals real quick. And don't get me wrong, they had a goal disallowed. Arsenal, it was a handball. It is what it is. The rule of the game is that's a handball, but they were unlucky. I think Trossard had a hell of a game. 25 points, 2 assists. He had a bunch of other elements in there too, but who else showed up in that game for Arsenal?
I mean, Martinelli scored, but did he really show up?
No, he didn't show up.
He showed up?
No,
I would say no.
No.
Yeah. I think the same problems persist even with 2 goals in this game.
Yeah.
From an Arsenal standpoint. Good on Villa to kind of pull it back. Watkins with another goal.
Yeah.
Tielemans is Tico, I know you were kind of talking about Tielemans a few weeks ago that you felt like there was a drop off there. This might be the surge of Tielemans
coming
again.
back. Yeah, maybe.
So he's probably owned places, but maybe you can get a cheeky little trade for him.
And are we worried about Arsenal defense? Where last year they were kind of clean sheet guarantees. Now, going back, the last time they had a clean sheet was on December 27 against Ipswich, and prior to the
I think that's
Everton.
super valid.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah, it's super valid. What do you think that is? Like,
The only difference to me is Zinchenko. There's no Zinchenko there.
No,
Everything else is the same.
no,
No, but that's what I'm saying that's the only difference, right? Because Zinchenko is playing left back.
Ben White.
Oh, that's right.
Ben White.
Ben White.
Ben White not being there is a lot.
Because they have had injuries.
Yeah, totally.
Calafiori hasn't been playing.
Who cares?
I care. He's on my team.
Cauliflower. Yeah. Cauliflower doesn't matter.
But yeah, I think that's I think that's a really good shot. That's something to watch. They definitely don't feel as dominant defensively as they did earlier this season, even.
Who is though? You know what? Defenders are actually doing, in
Everton.
my opinion, this season. Everton defenders have done really well. Clean
Liverpool
sheets.
defenders
Have they
really
been?
well.
Have they been scoring really high points this
I mean,
season?
they've been a lot of clean sheets. Nottingham Forest defenders, a lot of clean
Newcastle.
sheets. Newcastle defenders. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just that's just not there.
Yeah.
But okay, let's move on. Everton 3, Tottenham 2.
Ooh.
Moyes gets his first win. It was a big one. They were up 3-0-2 against Tottenham.
Yeah.
It wasn't like this like crazy game. Then Tottenham, they kind of took their foot off the gas, and Tottenham scored 2 later on. Fans turn on Ange and the rest of the team. I heard that they were like kind of making joke chants. They were like doing like olays when they passed the ball, and like they were kind of like, it was to the point where they like had kind of given up.
Yeah, because they were fed up with the game.
They're fed up. Yeah.
They're fed up with the tactics. You know what I mean? I watched the game. It's just the same fucking pig and pony show. You know what I mean? It's just the same shit. It's attack, which is, don't get me wrong, I love the attacking side, but it's the getting caught on that fucking high line with this makeshift defense that we got with the 18-year-old we're making play center back. It's really rough to own any Tottenham defender right now, or even the goalkeeper's the only one you might be happy to take because he'll get a few saves here and there, but besides that, rough.
Yeah, I don't think you should be starting any Tottenham defender.
No.
This was
Now,
extra upsetting for me because Madison finally got to start playing the whole 90 minutes. Fucking guy only
Yeah.
gave me 2 points.
yep.
So, what do you think that is? Do you think he's just better off the bench? Is that what it seems? I mean,
No,
I'm not saying it's that, but like that, like look at he's come off the bench and he's been performing, but he gets a start and he's just absent.
No,
What is that about?
I think this is literally he didn't get enough of the ball.
It's just indicative of what's going on with
Yeah,
that.
he just
Yeah.
didn't get enough of the
Okay.
ball. Everton dominated that first half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they didn't even have their best player in Young on the pitch. You know what I mean? He didn't start.
Some of the points: Gay with 22 points, 2 assists. Lindstrom 22 points. The Tottenham side: Kulusevski still managed to have 21.5 points. Dominic, what are you talking about here?
Calvert-Lewin.
Oh, DCL. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that goal, that was a really well taken goal.
Is it me or did he look like a different player this game?
He just looks, like confidence is what.
Yeah,
it
that's
seems like.
what I'm saying.
But
It looked-
I think that he's like a veteran and he's good enough that he could kick on from this, especially with the new coach and stuff. I'm
Yeah.
interested in him.
Yeah. I think there was just something I noticed about him in this game. Even when he took that goal, it just seemed like he was reeking confidence. Like maybe Moyes has put something in him where maybe he's back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a gamble though. He's probably owned. I think he's owned like 74%.
Yeah, he's owned a little more than
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Richarlison, we're going to talk about him in waivers, but he is back, kind of. He loses his playing. He scored a goal. Look good.
Yep.
I think the other concerning thing for Tottenham is there was more injuries.
Yep.
Dominic Solanke
Dominic,
went
yeah.
out with a knee injury, and knees, as we know, are just the scariest thing to injure. So we'll see what happens there.
Fuck my life.
It's tough.
At least you get to do
We've all
the
been there.
Richarlison dance now, and
Oh, the chicken dance?
there you go.
He got to go to Everton for the last time before they shut down the stadium too.
And he scored a goal.
And he scored a goal.
I mean, how many goals did he score there when he was an Everton player? Not that, like, a lot?
He was there, 5 years?
Maybe no way. Maybe like 3.
No, I think it was there like 4 or 5
Was
years.
it really well?
Yeah.
14, 13, 7, 10. So what is that? 20, 30, 40 something
Yeah.
over 4 years.
47 goals?
No way. 47 goals. Really?
44.
Wow, more than I thought. All right, moving on. Next game, United 1, Brighton 3. No one's surprised. United just.
You
Can't do
want.
it.
Oh no, we weren't really. I wasn't really.
I was
surprised.
never gonna bet on United in this game.
I was never going to bet on United. I thought it was going to be a draw. but I didn't think they got spanked. Let's be honest here. They got fucking spanked by Brighton.
Amarim kind of mentioned it in the intro, but he said that there was the worst United team since ever. He said
since ever.
Yeah, but he was saying it like he's part of it. Like I think the comments are getting taken out of context where he was like blaming the players. He's saying like we are the worst team. Like him, I think he wasn't trying to. I didn't think of it as much of like he was trying to blame the players. I think he was trying to just take accountability. Like he's like we all need to take accountability for the fact that we suck.
But I don't think he understands how the English press works yet.
Yeah, clearly not, because they're having a connection.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the papers the next day, fucking hell, they had a fucking field day.
Yeah, they're losing it. Minteh scored a goal in the first 5 minutes. I had the weirdest thing that I was texting you guys about. I was panicking. I was trying to pick up Minteh off waivers to start, and like something was happening. It wouldn't let me pick him up, and I was like, "It's fine. It's not gonna be a big deal." And then like 5 minutes into the game, he scored. And I was
a goal straight away,
stomping around my room, just fuming, stomping around. But it's all good because I still won, even though it was still won by a whisker. Matoma, 22.75 points. He's quietly been having a very good.
He's having a comeback
season. Yeah,
he's having a comeback right now. The last
and it's not a lot of fanfare. There's not a lot of people talking about him. Not a lot there going on,
But I like Matoma. We've always liked Matoma. It's just about his consistency. You mean like where I see him playing Wolves? Imagine him and Huang on the wings tearing it up. You mean no? I don't think that's bad.
It's just because they're both Asian.
No, I didn't say that.
Wow. What is it about them that
it's because they both play on the wings.
Huh.
They're both very heavy dribblers. Whoa, who said that? Why you keep saying that out loud?
I don't know. A little suspect.
I'm Asian.
Fair enough.
Pacific Islander. That's not Asian.
Fair enough. United, are we like we're back? I mean, it's just they've never been good enough.
No, I don't.
It's gonna get worse before it gets better. Are we kind of in that?
I think they're waiting for the season to end so they can start rebuilding. Really.
Yeah, but Bruno Fernandes, good game. Ahmad, good game. And
of course,
before we move on from this game, we have to give a shout to Anthony. It was possibly his farewell game. He got on for 5 minutes.
Shout big ups to the guy.
The meme god.
Should we just stay here? Wait. In solidarity with Anthony, and what do you say? Like, it's in loving memory of him. I'm gonna do a spin in my chair.
You know what? He's one of the many players Man United has ruined. One of the many wingers that Man United has ruined.
Yeah. Did you hear that Garnacho might be sold?
Yep.
I've been seeing that.
Yep.
That's alarming.
It's not. You know what? I like it. You know why? Because Amarin's like, fuck this. I'm getting rid of everybody that's not playing the way I want them to play.
Xerxes and Højlund might be on their way out too.
Højlund, I didn't hear about that. Really?
I didn't hear about Højlund.
People are going after who was that? I thought they want to buy both of them. Milan, because they couldn't, and they were going after João Felix too. So both of those two might be on their way out, and then.
Is anything concrete on Rashford? I thought it's Fabrizio, but
it's been going up and back.
I thought it's here we go. Did I not get it? Do we not get a here we go?
No, here we go.
I could have sworn we got a here we go.
While you pull
West Ham trying to buy Duran. Did you see that?
I did see 47 million.
Yeah, they were like, "Fuck you, 70."
Maybe you could buy Watkins for 47, but not Duran. Solly March got on.
Damn.
Played 20 minutes.
He did.
I also saw that.
Played 20 minutes.
He's back, baby.
He's back.
I think he's officially on. I think he's officially on waivers, though. I think finally even Sergey gave up on him.
Yeah.
Finally. It might be worth picking up.
In the other league, when I traded for March, he dropped him, so I added him back on. So it's like literally got the ref for nothing.
That's annoying. Okay, moving on. We sidetracked. Next game: Forrest 3, Southampton 2. Honestly, the worst part about this was that Southampton scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted this to be a 3-0 clean sheet so I could get those sweet clean sheet points.
I would have won my matchup if it was a clean sheet. Maria would have fucking went off for me.
Ouch.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, so pretty much they went up 3-0. It was just an afterthought, but Southampton scored 2 and made it nervous at the end. Chris Wood with another goal, 26.5 points. MVP? I don't know about MVP, but
wait. Let me give my argument why he's
goal
MVP.
and assist, 5 aerials, 2 key passes, 1 shot on target, 1 tackle, 1 block, 1 successful dribble. Him doing a successful dribble should be like, that's crazy. He's huge.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah. She had 10 points.
Okay, what's your reasoning?
Look, my
Yeah.
reason being that Nottingham Forest are in second, and it's not solely due to him, but he is a big part of it. With his goals and his assists, he has been key. 3 assists. That is huge. For a player of his stature from New Zealand, a fucking Kiwi, they play rugby and cricket. They don't play football. He's fucking MVP in my opinion. He's playing in Nottingham Forest. Nottingham, Shottingham Forest. And he's got them up to second. If they stay in second, he's MVP.
First you go after the Asians, then the Kiwis. And also, I like the fact that he plays for Forrest, and his name is Wood. Kind of adds to the...
I didn't even fucking...
Stupid. I like that. Yeah, I do like that though too.
I like that.
I think, I don't know if MVP is the right term, but I think like the most
Valuable
I'm
player.
gonna say the most important player on a team. But no, he's not the most important, but like I just think like the most like surprising player.
I'll give you that.
Like there's
I'll give you
something,
that.
I don't know what the right term verbiage is. Like the most
You know what?
like the out of left field guy where you're just like, holy shit, I didn't know he
Dude.
was this possible.
I know we say that, but then our guests gave us the fucking inside scoop and fucking told us that Wood
Yeah,
had the
Ryan.
most, Ryan, we had the most points per starts. And
Shout out Draft Society.
yeah, thank you, Draft Society. That was a great fucking shout.
That was.
He matched his goal total from
That
last
was.
year already in 9 less games, and he doubled his assist. Which, doubling the assist isn't
my
a lot, but
God.
it's kind of, yeah.
No, it's great. It's phenomenal. It's for Forrest, it's all about if they can sustain it.
I see it. Well, look, they've sustained it for more than half a season so far, so the odds are in their favor.
Weren't they battling relegation last year?
Ever in your favor.
Oh yeah, they were.
Yeah.
I mean, they also had some points taken away, but even with that, it was their battling relegation.
Yeah.
Jan Benderick, the Southampton defender, I'm being told he's averaging 12 points, 12.75 points the last few games.
Yeah, last 6
12.6.
games.
That's pretty good.
Mhm.
But I also, I'm not going to bite on that, I don't think.
Mm-mm. But I'm just saying, if you need a defender and you've got someone that's not getting you more than like 4 or 5 points, he could get you in double digits because he's
True.
done it in 5 out of the last 6.
Yeah, I mean, you're all right. I'm looking at the numbers. He's just very active. It's not like he's like, he has 1 goal, 1 key pass in that whole time period.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like he's like doing anything other than just like a lot of interceptions and clearances
Mhm.
and crosses and block shots.
And he's
so-
going to have a lot of opportunities to do that in
Yeah.
the Southampton
But-
team.
That's true.
He's-
Like it's like
I don't think
Yeah, go
I've
ahead.
ever seen. Look at the clearance numbers. We talked about saves 6, 5, 7, 11, 4, 7, 6, 13.
Dude,
It's insane.
Wait, how many was the 11? Because they let that, because it's only like 0.25 for a clearance. So what is that, 5 points right there from just
Yeah.
clearances?
But
that was against Crystal Palace. Yeah,
and I don't think I've ever said this, but they have a favorable matchup coming up against Newcastle, which they're going to be tagging a lot of
Yes.
clearances, and then they play Ipswich, so he might get a clean sheet. So maybe by now, do it, Keith.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it's a good one. I
Okay.
think it's a good one. I will not be doing that, but I think you guys should definitely.
I have
Give it
good
a-
defenders. Okay, I'm good.
This guy shitting on
I-
defenders when he was addicted to City defenders for like a whole season.
Bruv, you know what?
I've
Hey, man.
picked it. I'm off City defenders. I'm off
Hey,
them.
man. I think you're addicted
I'm
to
off
City
that.
defenders. I was not about fucking picking up defenders at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, now you're a full defender convert.
Yeah, now I go fucking 5 defenders in my fucking starting lineup.
The D.
Eat that.
Love
I
the
love
D.
that. Love that D.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. Next
No.
one. Next one. Ipswich 0, Manchester City 6. Is City back, or is it just Ipswich?
It's just this much.
I think it's a little bit of both.
I don't think so.
I think it's a little bit of both.
I think it.
I don't think so.
I think Foden scoring goals means that City can be back pretty quickly. I think KDB's looked really good as well. Last 2 games, both of them had phenomenal games. Doku actually being involved and contributing, 30.5 points. Kovacic had a good game, 27.25 points. I'm actually pretty high on Kovacic the rest of the season. I think like if City's playing well, he's a viable like 3rd or 4th mid. But if they're not playing well, that's when he sucked.
I'm having some fucking deja vu with Keith right now.
So I've just moved up. I'm into City midfielders now, not City defenders.
Making his way up to Holland. I wouldn't look much into this game though, because it's one at Ipswich, and even for Doku, obviously, I would love to say he's back and get the minutes, but I think it had to do a lot with being Champions League week and giving Doku some minutes, because obviously Savio is going to start midweek. That's what my guess would be.
Yeah.
But it was so upsetting because I had to go either Doku and Cunha against Keith, and obviously Doku was the right choice. But they've just been so inconsistent, and Cunha's been Cunha against Chelsea, but obviously made the wrong decision. But yeah,
It happens.
It happens, man.
That's what happens though. When it doesn't matter who plays Doku or Slavio, they get the dribbles, the assists. It's just
And they're both good. I want them to both play.
We said that,
But it just
not going to
doesn't
happen.
quite. Yeah, it doesn't quite. And there's this bit about Doku where people always joke that he only plays well when he's playing against old defenders. Have you guys heard that?
No.
It's like, he's like, guess what? Doku has a good game. Guess what? Another 30-plus-year-old defender he must have been running against.
Is that
No, but
valid?
I was checking because I really wanted it to be, but Ben Johnson at Ipswich is 24, so there's no excuse. But he probably, I mean, he's probably should be playing in the championship, so it's pretty much the same
he's an old
thing.
24. Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, he's an old 24. But I think the point with Doku is that some people feel like he only does well against inferior opposition. He can't quite crack it against like the highest level of
opposition. Doing it all last season though to all different kinds of teams.
I'm not sure.
It's also
these are just what people say.
different when you go in the first year when people aren't really, they don't know your style.
Don't
they
know
don't know-
you.
yeah,
They
yeah.
don't know what you like. Yeah.
27 against Forrest, 12 against Chelsea.
Yeah.
I don't know if we care about that or not.
No, Chelsea's defense is terrible.
Yeah, Reece James wasn't playing obviously. So.
Yeah, game changer.
Yeah, he is a game changer.
Yes, that's true.
Next game. Speaking of
With an injury.
Chelsea 3, Wolves 1. Chelsea 3, Wolves 1. Chelsea won a game finally. It's been like 5 games since Chelsea won.
But fucking you, at least you won, and it was a convincing win.
3-1, yeah. I mean, it was odd because where the goals came from. You know, it was like a Tosin goal that was kind of weird. Then a Cucurella goal, which is like that's like a holiday. You know.
Yeah.
And then really, Madueke scored, but that goal, like Chalobah headed that ball, and that ball was going in the net. And
Yeah,
Madueke just headed it.
I like Madueke. Thank you, Madueke. You nearly won me the game.
So it's kind of funny because remember at the beginning of the season, Madueke got in trouble because he thought he was posting on his like Finsta or his like personal Instagram. He wrote this place is a shithole and tagged Wolverhampton.
That's right.
And then he had to apologize, but he went out and scored a hat trick. So now,
that's right.
So now Wolverhampton comes to Stamford Bridge and he scored a goal there too. It's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
Chelsea. Like you're gonna. I don't trust the defenders. I know Chalobah had a really good game, 23.75 points with the assist.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really good story, and I really hope that he has a great season and he either stays at Chelsea or he goes somewhere where he's appreciated because he doesn't deserve kind of the treatment he's had at all.
Italy.
He'd be a stud there. I think he could play for.
fucking
I think he
stud.
could stay for. I think he could play for a lot of Premier League teams. I don't even know if he needs to do that
Yeah.
if he doesn't want to. James really had 20.25 points.
Go look.
Oh, because he had an assist, huh?
Yeah. Go look.
Yeah, I mean,
Back to back double teeth.
Did I call it or did I call it?
You did. It wasn't a very confident call. You weren't confident when you said it, but now you got some bollocks.
No,
and you're like, yeah, here we go.
No,
Yeah, that's true.
We can't give credit. Everyone else will Reece James is. It's just he's going to get injured,
You just get it,
unfortunately.
maybe next game.
But
Next game he's gonna tear his Achilles.
Don't
Sorry,
say
I don't mean
that.
that. I'm sorry.
Don't say that's
I'm sorry.
horrible.
I don't mean that. I'm just saying that's what tends to happen with him.
now you're hating on your own kind. He's English.
Yeah, I know. And I wish he was more healthy so he could play for fucking England. Maybe we wouldn't have this fucking Carl Walker fucking issue. Fuck's sake.
Man, if he could get healthy though, it'd just be so good for the league.
Yeah.
So good for Chelsea. So good for England. Just
Mhm.
It would also be great for Vardy Sancho. His team's going to be good, man. With KDB playing the way he is and Kulusevski and Reece James. That's
Dude, did you see fucking the special one? He was dead last like a month ago. Or 2 months ago. Remember?
Yeah.
And we were talking about relegating his ass, and now look at him. He beat me. He beat Keith.
Look at your stuff. You were at the bottom. Then you went on like a 10-game winning streak. And now you're going back where you
But I
belong.
was on the bottom.
Enzo, yeah, I think it's so. This league is so streaky. Enzo, you were 14-4 at one point. You started the season 2-3, and then you went on. Then you went 14-4. That's crazy.
Okay.
And now
Yeah,
you're on a 4-game losing streak to 14-8.
It's so bad.
That's crazy.
It's fuck you.
Anything else to talk about in the Chelsea game? I thought it was interesting that Enzo Fernandez didn't start. Kieran Dewsbury Hall came in and got the start. Actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, but it doesn't. He doesn't look right in that Chelsea uniform.
I think that he looked good in that position. I think he's that backup for Enzo, but in the past he's either they tried to play him as a 6 or they tried to play him as a 10 or they tried to play him out wide.
Yeah.
And none of those positions worked. And this position to me made a lot of sense. So that's why I think that, like, if if you're an Enzo owner and all of a sudden Enzo doesn't start and you go, fuck, who can I start? I think you can confidently put KDH in there. Kieran is all in there. It's just like as like a spot start.
Can we talk about Nico Jackson?
But I wouldn't necessarily have him in a league or anything. Nico Jackson, what are we going to talk about? Just another game where he didn't score?
Last time he scored was December 15th. It's been a while.
It's not great.
No, it's not good.
And
not
he
great.
has only one assist.
He missed a pretty good one, too.
That's every game.
Yeah.
There's actually some transfer news for both teams as well. I read that Joao Felix, I don't know if you guys saw, he might be on his way out as well.
Used to AC Milan.
Not that he matters just because he's not getting any playing time. And also, I read today that Arsenal might go after Cunha for this transfer window.
I heard that. Wow, for this transfer window, really?
For January.
I heard someone else for Arsenal too. I thought they were going for someone else. Forget who it was.
I saw that too.
I also heard that
attacking players is who they're going after.
I heard that at Nori might be a target for Man United.
I thought Man
In the left
United.
back role.
No, Man United's going after a Belgian.
Belgian, yeah, but I think at Nori is like another option there as well. So,
Do we think
I wish.
if Cunha does go to Arsenal, do you think his value goes up or down?
I don't think it goes up, but Arsenal doesn't have the money to buy Cunha.
Not that I'm aware of. Like, I feel like they
don't sell players. We've spoken about this a million times. They've got no money. Sergey, do they have money to buy a player? Like when you guys had the chance to buy Isak for 25 million, you guys turned it down because you're idiots. He said yes. Full of shit.
GoFundMe?
I call bullshit. Yeah, fucking.
secretly they should start like one of the in LA, everyone knows someone that's lost a home or something. So there's all these like GoFundMes going on where it's like fire relief. I wonder if they started a fire relief fund, but it's like
God.
but just for Arsenal.
But did multiple ones?
Include yes monies.
Yes,
I know.
buddies. Last thing on Nico Jackson, what you were saying, Tico, he's in his last 6 games, he's only had 1 game in double-digit points.
And that's the only one he got an assist.
That's not good enough. Yep,
Man.
that's not good enough. It's really alarming.
What a trade.
Also,
What a fucking trade.
Yep,
also to
you were right.
be fair, is that they've only won 1 game, so that's when they went on like a 5-game.
True. Yeah, they've been on a little bit of a rough streak.
He's still scored more goals than Nkunku in the league, so he's fine.
Well, and Kuku's.
So he's also started like triple the amount of games, or quadruple, 5x amount of games, 6x
So
amount of games.
do you think this changes?
So are you telling me Nkunku is better than Jackson? I was just asking. It was just a question. I have to get defensive.
I think they play different positions. I'm not defensive. I think they play different positions.
It seems defensive.
Do you think, as our Chelsea expert, because Nkunku, I read that they might sell him, but now with his Nicholas bad form, do you think they might just keep him around because that's what Chelsea does, just in case?
No, I think the issue with Nkunku is I think it's become pretty clear that he doesn't quite. He's not the best number 9 at the club. Nico Jackson is the best number 9. He's not the best in that 10 position. Cole Palmer is better in that position.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably the second best in both those positions. And so I think on a different club where he can play, there's other clubs that play other formations where he would thrive, and I just don't think it's Chelsea. I think the thought was at the beginning of the year is that Nkunku would play in that kind of like 10 role, and Cole Palmer would stay out wide like he did last year. But with Cole Palmer moving to that inside role, there's just not really a place for him in the starting
And I think,
11.
yeah,
I just think with Nkunku's injury when it happened was just unfortunate.
It was so unfortunate.
and also
That's
Nico
it.
Jackson might be more complementary to Cole Palmer's playing style, and obviously it's his
I
world
agree.
to have everyone else
I agree.
is freezing in it.
Just wish,
Exactly.
Cole
Everyone else
Palmer-
is just freezing in it.
Yeah, Cole Palmer just wishes that he'd fucking score more of it, give him more assists.
Yes, I agree with that too.
Fuck me.
Sets him up. All right, are we ready for waivers?
Let's go.
All right, moving on to waivers. First one, Liverpool owned 38% of leagues. Tsimikas from the left back. I think the thought is that Robertson is kind of on the decline. Tsimikas came in and contributed as a sub, and then had a solid but not spectacular game this week where he got a clean sheet. Everything looked good from a defensive standpoint there. If he keeps that position, it would be a huge pickup. It's not guaranteed that he's going to keep that position. It might have just been a rest thing. But that's like a gamble that might be worth taking, just snagging him. And then if Robertson is back in the lineup next week, you can drop him, no biggie.
Yep.
But if not, it's like, hey, I have literally the starting left back for Liverpool.
Yeah, I think it's the same way what Tico does where he leaves like a spot open on his roster. It's not a bad one to have just in case. Just keep one open. And I don't think Tsimikas is a bad option, especially on a Liverpool team that's flying high.
I mean, especially because I think that Robertson's going to go on this in the end of the year, and so they might just be interested in just seeing what Tsimikas can do there, and if they really need to like invest or whatnot.
They play Ipswich next, so you could say that's a guaranteed clean sheet.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, I think that's double interesting there.
Yeah.
Next on the list is Richarlison, Tottenham, owned in 27% of leagues. Biggest thing here is the Solanke injury. I think that's like the biggest point of this. I also think that Richarlison's an incredibly streaky player, so confidence based. So the fact that he went and got a goal right off the rip after coming off after the injury like that maybe bodes well for him having a few more good games before like someone tries to like extort his money or something, and then he goes on another bad streak or he gets really depressed or something happens to him.
Fuck me.
You know. So yeah, but I think if you can catch Richarlison on the wave, it's a good wave to be on.
I guess it's a good shot. I like that because he's going to play now. Because who else are you going to stick up there? Besides maybe Son, maybe because one is injured too. So is he going to play Mikey Moore on the left? Because there's no one else besides Mikey Moore to play on the left.
Solanke's injury.
And even if Son, sorry,
What was Solanke's injury? How long is he going to be out for?
knee injury. A few weeks is what Ange said. Yeah, but same, knee's just the worst. The other thing too is even if Son does play up top, that could mean that's Richarlison plays on the left side. Ange has done that before as well.
Yeah.
So it's like even if Son is that option up there, I think there's still a place for him in the team.
Yeah.
So I think that's a pretty good one if you're hungry for a forward. Next one on the list, Lindstrom from Everton. Doesn't have a history of good games. He obviously had a really good game this last week against Tottenham. But I think the thing is that McNeil and Gardner remain injured. And so as long as Lindstrom's playing and Moyes is kind of going to make that team much better in the attacking field. And Lindstrom does a lot of the things that McNeil and Gardner do, where he whips good balls in and he kind of like, he's just like that type of player. And so I think there's room for him to kind of fill that McNeil void while McNeil is out.
Yeah. Well, what was that other? Was it Gay?
Yeah, but he's more like a holding midfielder. He's like a engine room, like tackling midfielder. I know he had 2 assists and he had a good game, but I'm not like holding my breath on that one. I think that was more because Tottenham was just so like lackadaisical. Like he was able to just hustle and bustle around.
Yeah, it just looked. Yeah, got it.
Next one is Minteh from Brighton. I think with him, he reminds me of Savio in that when he starts, you want to be starting him. Like his like points per start is pretty high. But Brighton, the issue with Brighton is that it's just chaotic with their lineups. You just don't know who's starting. You don't know what's going on. But if you can get a run of games, he could be a difference maker for the rest of the season. How like João Pedro and Welbeck are pretty locked in, and like pretty much everyone else in the attacking line isn't locked in. And Matoma, like those three. But like that still leaves that right wing position, which is still kind of up in the air. So I think Minteh could be the one if he can get a few starts. And if he doesn't get a few starts, you drop him.
Yeah.
Another shout, David Brooks, that we talked about earlier. I think that's a really good one just from a point standpoint and also just from riding the hot hand. Bournemouth is doing so well. This guy's scoring points. It's not a lot of skin off your back to pick him up and throw him in if you need him.
That's an easy one to drop too.
All right, let's talk about next week a little bit. What round 23, guys?
Round 23.
Any games screaming out to you here?
Bournemouth,
ones, obviously.
Bournemouth Forrest, man.
Yeah, that's fun. Actually, that's really good. I could see Bournemouth winning that game.
I could see Bournemouth winning that game too. It's gonna be a good game.
Obviously, City, Chelsea, because they're both. City's kind of seems like they're back to being City, or at least somewhat. And Chelsea's had a win finally. That could be interesting. 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, you would have thought that would have been an easy Chelsea win, right?
Yep.
And now you're not. Now it's not so certain. It'll be interesting to see how Everton plays against Brighton after that performance. Like if they actually are going to generate a lot more attack, or if it was more the fact they're playing Tottenham. Like how much of it, was that?
It'll be a good gauge in that.
What?
The Tottenham Leicester game. They lost 1-0 in the opposite fixture, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, interesting. Fulham United, I think United's going to lose.
That's their bogey team, man.
Fulham, I like. Okay, Villa, I like. Those two I'm in on so far.
I don't like Spurs.
Come on.
Yes.
We haven't won. We haven't beat anybody, and you want us to beat Leicester?
Fulham, Villa, Spurs. Yeah, I think I like Spurs too, actually. I mean, what are the odds at? Minus 215.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just not good for the risk. Arsenal, Newcastle.
I think the the risk is already high with a 6-game
Liverpool.
fucking parlay.
Minus 1,000.
And you know the funny thing about
Okay.
the Tottenham losing streak? The last time they beat an actual team, and I'm not counting Southampton, was Manchester City when they started their demise, and which was
That's right.
back in November 23rd. It's like they stole their soul.
So this bet is plus 1096.
Say that again. Plus one.
Plus 1096.
1100.
10,960.
Are you still bet?
Plus 1096.
That's 1,096.
So betting 30. So it's like it's 10x. So like you're gonna
I
bet
thought you were
3.
saying
You're gonna bet like
10,000.
30 to win like a little north of 300, 328. I don't hate this. Let's go with Sergey so that we can give him a lot of shit if it doesn't work.
Yeah, because supposedly
It's a win-win.
Yeah, because supposedly he hit a parlay like last week that he never
Bullshit.
mentioned.
Yeah, it's a win-win. So this is a win-win for us, I think, guys. What do you think? Yeah,
Yeah, let's go.
this is $30 well spent, I think.
Yeah.
Wait,
fuck
40
you.
bucks. 40 bucks.
Sergey,
It's 40
I'm
bucks.
gonna say thank you, Sergey, but fuck you.
Yeah. So risking 40 to win 438. Man, doing this right now makes me realize how crazy it was when we hit that parlay earlier in the season. That was a nuts parlay we hit earlier in the season.
That's fucking
And
wild.
the thing that we thought we were going to do that like every week after.
Confidence, man.
Hey,
Confidence.
Okay.
I was sending emails to DraftKings like, hey, we look at the parlay we hit. Do you want to sponsor us?
Oh, I love that. Okay, this has been episode 74 of Draft Offsides. My name is Keith. I'm with Tico and Enzo. Follow us on social medias at Draft Offsides. Follow us on YouTube. There's been a lot of funny shorts. I need to start posting those elsewhere. We all need to start posting those elsewhere, I guess.
Yes.
On TikTok and stuff as well.
Yes.
So we
Oh.
should just give Sergey all our login info and he can just post them everywhere.
Does TikTok exist in America or they banned it? I'm not.
Yeah, no, it was gone for like 6 hours,
It was back.
and everyone lost their mind.
TikTok pretty much just threw a hissy fit.
Yeah.
Question for you guys: what do you think? Is Leicester the most surprising thing? I mean, not Leicester. Is
Forrest.
Is not in Forrest? Is Forrest the most surprising thing?
I feel like they are. Because don't get me wrong, I was surprised with Liverpool. I knew they were going. I already did feel they were going to get top 5. Top 4 was still like for me Liverpool because of Arnie Slot. But Nottingham Forest being in second and in contention, not just in second and just chilling. They're winning. They're winning games. They're right behind them. If anyone's going to catch Liverpool, it's going to be Nottingham Forest. They're the only ones in it.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Pretty fun time to be a Premier League fan. It just feels like there's finally a little bit of like the log jam at the top is a little bit looser, and it feels like anyone can win any game. Like there's not as much of that. Obviously, the bottom 3 suck, but like once you get out of that bottom 3, you just never know what's going to happen.
Dude, it's still pretty bad. It's pretty wonky, the league. If you look at like teams that are in the bottom 10 and the ones that are in the top 10, it's like been flipped
Yeah,
on its head.
totally. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. Okay, one last question for you, Enzo. Is Ange Postecoglou going to have his job in a month from now?
No.
You just think he's fired? 220, he'll be out of there?
Look, brother, I said this at what, end of last year? Remember
You
I
did.
said
You did.
he's already in the hot seat, and it just takes, because it was that clump of games, it only takes one bad week. And it's hit him. We haven't won. We're losing. We're scoring goals, but we're not keeping goals out. He can blame it on all the injuries all he wants, but even before those injuries, we weren't winning every fucking week or even winning that often. So,
True. I mean, you've lost 12 games this year.
Yeah.
12 out of 22 is pretty bad.
The crazy thing is the goal difference. You guys are tied for 7th. You have a positive 10 goal difference. For a losing team, that's kind of...
That is kind of crazy.
no, that is crazy, but if you look at the start of play, if I put 10 men in the box and just whack it up there, you know what I mean? You're going to score.
Yeah. Okay, Tico, question for you. Are you regretting becoming a Man United fan and, as the coach said, the worst season, the worst team in the history of Man United?
Absolutely not. This is when you want to jump on the bandwagon because you could say I was there during the worst times. So when glory comes back to us, it will feel much better.
So
Oh
you're
my
like
God.
the definition of buying the bottom.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, from like an investment standpoint. I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Buy low. Buy low, buy low.
Yeah, I'll go through it if I see anything that stands out.
Let's do it. All right.